Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Gaura Brahmanande, Hari Hari Om. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai, Anantagari Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur Maharaj ki jai. Satyanda Srila Haridas Thakur Maharaj ki jai. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopavina Semakunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki jai. Vrindavan Uttara Dham ki jai. Mayapurna Udhi Dham ki jai. Jagannath Puri Dham ki jai. Jai ISKCON Kirtan Ministry Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Nitai Gaur Pramanande Hari Hari Bo. Krishna Dasamoli Bodhi Hare Krishna. Krishna Dasamoli Bodhi Hare Krishna. Krishna Dasamoli Bodhi Hare Krishna. Krishna Sisi Guru and Gauranga. Krishna Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna Govinda Charan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, dear Franco and Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisances of glories to Prabhupada.
Please accept my obeisances, and I'm paying obeisances to all of you, and especially to Maharaj and all the assembled Vaishnavis. Thank you, Prabhu, for giving me opportunities to serve. It's a rare opportunity in this Kali Yuga. How many million life I passed, probably never got a chance to serve the Lord and the devotees. This is a one ministry that serves the Lord, the holy name directly, and the devotees. This is wonderful.
That's really your kindness to say such words. The fact remains that you've been going out of the way to ensure and to accommodate these programs. So we're extremely, extremely grateful to you beyond words, how dedicatedly every Ekadashi after the other you've been giving us your association. And we've come to stage 9, which is part 9 of Sri Harinam Tattva this week, this Ekadashi. So we're looking forward to receiving this nectar through your lotus mouth. So welcome once again, dear Prabhu. And welcome all the viewers who are on Facebook and YouTube as well, to have joined us on the part 2 of the EKΑΔAŞΗ Śravana-kīrtana festival. So
wonderful.
Apologies for we had some technical issues this time around also. That's why we weren't able to start earlier as you had requested.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Everything is wonderful. I can't expect more than that. Krishna is very kind that he's giving me the association of you, Maharaj, and all those devotees. It's very rare because of his mercy that Zoom invented. We can even actually hear and talk this kind of mystic siddhi. But Krishna makes it very easy without doing the austerity. He just allowed conditioned soul in this age to get it. That's very nice, very kind of him. So with that note and the blessing of all the devotees and Prabhus and mothers, we'll begin. Is that okay?
Please start, Prabhu. Please. Okay. Thank you.
So it's very interesting that today is EKΑΔAŞΗ you have mentioned, and it's also Jhulan Purnima beginning today, 5 days. So we just finished in Alachua, very wonderful festival we had with the social distancing and mask on, but still we had a lot of devotee came and we had a nice kirtan and nice, everything was nice.
Wow, that's wonderful.
I'm eternally indebted to Srila Prabhupada for creating such a wonderful society where we could serve the Lord and get the association of the devotees. I'm eternally indebted to Srila Prabhupada for that. And I hope the whole world start glorifying him for creating this wonderful ISKCON society and creating such a wonderful serious devotees association. And so with that note, we begin. Today's EKADAŞΗ, I was reading early morning this morning, and in the article that ISKCON Desire Tree put it, they put that verse because the whole EKADAŞΗ was focused on a king who didn't have a son. And so he had everything complete, but because he didn't have a son, so then the suggestion was that he should do this EKΑDAŞī to get a son. So then, referring to Chanakya Pandit, he said, even the sannyasis should have a son. So then question comes, wait, what are you talking about? Sannyasis should have a son. So because he quoted this verse, Sattam mata pita genam dharma brata daya sakha santim patni shkama putra sadete mama bandhanam. So very nice. Bandhava means the family. What kind of family? That everybody should have a family. This is compulsory in Bhakti Path. Everybody should have a family. But family constituted of what? He said, truth is my mother. You have to have a mother. And who is that mother? That you should always speak the truth. That whenever speaking the truth, that represents my mother. And knowledge is my father. So everybody has to have a Sambandha Gyan. Without Sambandha Gyan, we cannot serve the Harinam Prabhu in a pure form. We can maybe utter the name, but it will not be pure name without Sambandha Gyan, for sure, 100%. Sambandha Gyan, what makes it approachable. So that's why mercy of Vaishnavas, Guru Parampara, everything comes intact because of this Sambandha Gyan. So the knowledge is my father, truth is my mother, and my occupational duty is my brother. It's very interesting. Means everyday sadhana. The soul's occupational duty is that function of that eternal nature. Eternal nature, eternal function, eternal position. Three things should be focused when we serve the Harinam Prabhu. That our eternal nature and function of that eternal nature is what Nitya Dharma or Harinam Mahaprabhu says. Then kindness is my friend, tranquility is my wife, and forgiveness is my son. So having son means forgiveness quality. Quality of forgiveness must be there. These six are my family members. So when we join to Krishna consciousness movement, these six has to come individually with individual devotee. Not like I got initiated and now I'm done. No, you're not done. You have to develop these qualities. Very important. Very important. So with that, how do we develop this quality? Or this is what Prabhupada says, that as we are progressing, we should examine every EKΑDAŞī, especially Bhaktivinoda Thakur also mentioned in Sajjan Tosani, that from last EKADAŞī to this EKADAŞī, did I advance? What do you mean advance? Advance means level of consciousness, where I was, where I am today, and where I am heading until next EKADAŞī. Now you may say that how do you check? Well, these are the 9 symptoms that we are discussing last few EKADAŞīs. And there's a verse, Madhya Lila 23.18-19. Skantirabhyartha kalatam viraktimana sunnata sabandha samatkanta magane sadaruchi asukti tadgunakhane priti tadvasati stale iti adda anubhava sur jato bhavam kure jane. And Srila Prabhupada's translation, when the seed of ecstatic emotion for Krishna fructifies, we are chanting for many years, many decades. Is our seed of bhakti fructifying? How do you know? Well, here are the symptoms. Srila Prabhupada writes, the following 9 symptoms manifest in one's behavior: forgiveness, concern that time should not be wasted, detachment, absence of false prestige, hope, eagerness, a taste for chanting the holy name of the Lord, attachment to description to the transcendental qualities of the Lord, and affection for those places where the Lord resides. That is a temple or a holy place like Vrindavan, or even your own body, because Krishna is also sitting there. These are called anubhav, subordinate sign of ecstatic emotion. They are visible in a person in whose hearts the seed of love of Godhead has begun to fructify. So with that note, we are going to invoke the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and Guru Vargas, and then we'll try to discuss about this. Om Ajnanati Mirandasya Yenanjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Jena Bhutalim Sayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Shapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jutapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Sabadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanitanscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Samini Tinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschata Deshatarine Vancha Kalpataruvesya Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanebho Vaishnavebho Namo Namo Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this verse begin with the word skanti. Skanti means tolerance. And we discussed previously, when somebody can actually tolerate, because tolerance is a measurement how advanced you are. How is the tolerance is a measurement? Because tolerance can only be visible, or we actually act on that platform when we are satisfied in spiritual journey. It cannot be artificially possible. When we see but when we say satisfied doesn't mean you are completely pure. Just like when we get sickness, you can look at two ways. You can see that you're taking the medicine and you're getting out of the sickness. That should inspire you. Well, I'm getting out of it. It's such a good news. I'm happy. Why you are happy? Why you're satisfied, not complaining? Because I'm getting out of this material bondage, material sickness. That should be an inspiration always. Or you can keep on complaining and suffer. Not that anybody likes to hear the complaint. So the complainer and the complainee both are suffering. Nobody's happy. But if I focus on the mercy of Vaishnavas and Prabhupada, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they have come to give this wonderful Sankirtan, glorification of Bhagavan Sri Krishna, and we purify our consciousness and get out of this material lower consciousness to our ultimate constitutional platform, fundamental identity. I'm a servant of Krishna, and there is a function on that platform that is called bhakti or nitya dharma. They're all synonyms, but they're same thing. Serving holy name on that platform will purify. So focus has to be there. This is very important. And then we discuss about our Abharta Kalattam, that concern that no time wasted is always reserved and preserved, both. And then we discuss also last EKΑDAŞީ about Virakti. Virakti means detachment or Anāsakta. Then we discuss about Yukta Vairagya, how this Virakti comes. Virakti is not a result of a sickness. When somebody has a very heavy sickness, they also shows like Virakti. Also suicidal. Those who are suicidal, materially suicidal, Jnani, they also shows no attachment to this world. But that is not what Virakti in Bhakti path. Virakti means no attachment to the sense enjoyment. That's all. But it is not, you don't need to focus on that. Focus should be attachment to Krishna, Guru, and holy name. Then detachment will develop automatically. No need to practice detachment. No Shastra actually, Prabhupada even quote many verses. Aradito jodi haris tapasa tatakim, naradito jodi haris tapasa tatakim. What is the use of doing austerity or detachment if you did not receive the mercy of Lord? And if you receive the mercy of Lord, what is the use of doing it? So either way is not necessary. Means renunciation is the result of genuine spiritual emotion. So our focus is to awaken our genuine spiritual emotion. So today's topic is Manasunnata, fourth category. How much Manasunnata has developed? What is Mana? Means pride. Sunnata means zero or freedom. Freedom from pride. Now, if we focus on the proper pride, then this false pride will disappear. Proper pride means I'm a servant of the servant of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Gopi bhartu das, Gopi bhartu padakamalayo, daso, daso, anudaso. The more we are fixed on that platform, that yes, I am a servant of the servant of the servant of Vaishnavas, who is servant of Supreme Lord, and you act on it, that platform, then this will become free from the false pride. So pride, in a sense, question is how the Abhiman, pride, arises. Well, pride arises when identifies with one's material thing. Janma Ishwarja Sutta Sri, Bhagavatam says. Material wealth, strength, beauty, high position, high caste, good family, lineage, etc. Manasunnata means being free from pride in spite of possessing such material qualification. Padma Puran gives an excellent example of Manasunnata, that there was a wise emperor who ruled all other prominent kings. And he was serving the holy name, Prabhu, Harinam Prabhu. And then his false pride disappear. What was the symptom? He gave up his opulence, but his pride in being the emperor and maintained by his life, he started begging in the cities of his enemies. Begging in the cities of enemies. Wow. That is not possible by ordinary people. Impossible. Only devotee, advanced devotee can do. He offered respect to all, especially to the enemies. Because when he was a king, king has enemies. And imagine you respect enemies and begging alms from their house. What advancement. That is called manashunyata. Whether they were brahmanas or enemies doesn't matter. He would always pay respect. So respecting a sadhu, even if you see a sadhu you think is not a sadhu, if you can develop respect for that person, that means you are advanced. So detect, sorry, we have to detect our own consciousness inside. Examine thoroughly. Okay, I don't like a person, whoever he or she. Do I have a respect for that? Can I glorify that person? If I cannot glorify, means the false pride is lingering in the consciousness. It's difficult. Prabhupada says, Srila Prabhupada in Nectar of Devotion talks about it. He said, he translates this as a pridelessness. And he gives the story of Lal Babu, very famous story in Vrindavan. When a devotee, in spite of possessing all the qualities of pure realization, is not proud of his position, he is called prideless, Prabhupada says. So Prabhupada says that the King Bhagirath was the emperor above all other kings. Yet, he developed such ecstatic love for Krishna that he became a mendicant and went out begging even to the homes of his political enemies and untouchables. He was so humble that he respectfully bowed down before them. I may be chanting, I may be right in my own thinking, but is this quality developing within me? If it is not, then advancement is actually checked. And if I think I'm advancing, that is the trick of Maya. You can look in Srila Prabhupada's book, Nectar of Devotion. He's talking about it. That he's talking about this king. He was so humble that he respectfully bowed down before his enemies. Well, first of all, advanced devotee don't have an enemy. So if somebody thinks I am advanced, the other person is not advanced, okay, let's see if this symptom is developing or not. Am I ready to glorify the other devotee, other person, whom I think like less or not worthy of worship or whatever? This is the symptom. There are many similar instances in the history of India. Srila Prabhupada writes that even very recently, about 200 years ago or less, one big landlord known as Lal Babu, a Calcutta land holder, this is Prabhupada narrating, I'm just paraphrasing, became a Vaishnava and lived in Vrindavan. He was also begging from door to door, even at the home of political enemies. Similar, because he was a landlord. I guess landlord has enemies. Whenever you are prominent, you create some enemy. We're not necessarily in Kali Yuga, especially in Kali Yuga. Even the temple president or a advanced sannyasi or whoever, as long as you hold a position, you will have an enemy. It's the nature of this world. That is natural, Prabhupada says. But one has to tolerate such insult for the sake of Krishna. The devotees of Krishna can accept any position in the service of Krishna. So, 4 questions I found from my little research this morning. One must ask these 4 questions. that Sanatana Goswami, he started at Lord Chaitanya. Even Muslim Nawab, he was investigating, is Sanatana Goswami really Sikh or not? Why, his name was Sakar Mallik and his brother Dobir Khas. Was he Sikh really? So through the spy he found out, no, he's not actually Sikh. He doesn't want to work for the king anymore. Because king has an ulterior motive of hurting people. And king was easy going. Why? Because Sanatana Goswami Pad, in his Muslim ruler under the Nawab Hussain Shah, used to manage all the affairs. He was so good at it. And the king, only thing he used to do, conquer and kill others to get more and more. But as for the home ministry, as for the all the problem within the country was solved by Sanatana Goswami Pad. But Sanatana Goswami Pad, after meeting Lord Chaitanya, he decided no more. Surrender to Lord Chaitanya, I'm done. So in this episode, we see that he was studying Bhagavatam with the Pandit scholars in Gupta Vrindavan within this Muslim government palace. There was a hidden Gupta Vrindavan, and he would study whole day and night Bhagavatam. Now, what is the point in here? That when he came to Benares to finally meet Lord Chaitanya and completely give himself, he asked this question, fourth question. Though he understood Bhagavatam, he studied everything, he completely surrendered, but still he asked that question. Who am I? Ke ami? Kene amai jare trapatroy? Why am I suffering in this world? I do not know. Iha nahi jani kemone hita hoy. And I do not know the solution, my ultimate good. Sadhya sadhan tattva na hoy nishchay. I don't know what is ultimate goal and how to obtain it. This question should be always reflecting. Even we studied for decades and we are advancing, still we should ask, who am I? Every day. I'm a servant of the servant of the servant of Vaishnava, who is a servant, eternal servant of Krishna. Aham hare tava padaika mula dasanu dasa bhavitasmi guhya manosmare dasapate gunante geni tabaka karma karo takaya. He was a Mahabhagavat. In Bhagavatam, this sloka, 6th canto, Mahabhagavat, Pitrasura praying, my Lord, when will be the day I will be able to serve you under your eternal servant? Every disciple should think their guru is an eternal associate of the Lord, not temporary born in India or America or somewhere. Yes, they born, I'm not denying it, but as a disciple, we should focus guru always eternal associate of the Lord. Srila Prabhupada in the purport, I remember, he said, this is the good view. This is how disciples should think. When can I serve? When can I serve under your eternal associate that you have sent me? My Lord, when? You beg. This is nice. This is where the real pride will genuinely develop, then the false pride will disappear. Manusunnata, absence of false prestige or pridelessness, to feel humble, free from longing for being shown respect. Someone who is advancing towards the level of bhava has no sense of pride. Sanatana Goswami Pad was such a Vaishnava. He had a high position, he had a wealth, he had influence, he had so much fame. When he came to Mahaprabhu, he was so prideless, and that attracted Mahaprabhu. And he asked this 4 questions. These 4 questions should be asked by every devotee every day. And if there is a doubt, then we must rectify. He told Mahaprabhu, people call me learned person, but I don't know anything. Wow. People call him learned person, but he said he doesn't know anything. What he meant, like he doesn't know anything about spiritual life. If we don't have this Manasunnata mood, we cannot ask somebody to forgive us or instruct us. Why? Because otherwise I think I know. Then I don't need to ask anybody what is the ultimate goal. We see all over our literature, anytime you meet a sadhu, you always ask, what is goal of life? Can you explain me more? Are Baba, you know already, you heard many times. Yes, but still should be inquiring. Why? Why do we glorify every day, Prabhupada? We can say, yesterday we glorified already. Yesterday we did Guru Puja. Why today again? Because it reinforces our grateful attitude. And that will nourish the heart. We have to remain grateful always to our Guru, to Prabhupada, to Vaishnavas. Try to see every devotee has a good quality. Srila Prabhupada said this to Shamsundar Prabhu in Bombay. Early days, there was some problem. So he said that even outsider Bombay people did not respect the devotees. It's the first time they saw the Western, it was like unimaginable for them. So they say, maybe not, maybe, who knows, CIA, fake ID of CIA. So they mentioned this to Prabhupada. And Prabhupada said there are 6 types of people in this world. 3 types are karmis and 3 types are devotees. And first one, I'm paraphrasing, I don't remember exact sentence, exact word Prabhupada said. But I understood what I understood. I'm paraphrasing. First, he said there are class of people in this world. They never see anything good in anybody. As if the world is devoid of all good. No good. And of course, we know that example of Duryodhana. He was also sent out. Can you just go travel the world very quick before the war? Just to have some test if there is any good person in this world. And he came back. He said, yes, nobody. No one good. Say yes, except one. Who is that? That's me. So there is a one quality of people, Prabhupada said. And they are everywhere in this world. Then another category is, they see a lot of good people and there is a lot of bad people. And they go back and forth. If it is my brother, then it's good. If I don't like this guy, and all his friends are also bad, even though they have good quality, but it's not important. So they have a judgmental, you can say. Then at least it's better, because sometimes they see good things with their relative and other. And the other category don't see anything good in anybody, like Duryodhana. It's not only Duryodhana, it is prominent till today. Millions and millions of people, they cannot see anything good anywhere. They always have a complaint and criticism. Now, Prabhupada said the category is the second, and then the above them, there is a type of people, they see bad and good. And they sometimes pick in appropriate time what they want to promote. Prabhupada said up to this, these are Karmi level. Above them is the devotee level. See, if I want to be a devotee, or I claim, or I think I'm a devotee, whatever, or I'm trying to be a devotee, then we should focus on that. What is it? That there is a good and there is a bad, but I choose to see the good always. If I cannot choose, I cannot even claim as a devotee according to Prabhupada. This is in Shamsundar Prabhu's book, Chasing the Rhino. I understood the subject, that's why I'm just paraphrasing in my way of thinking. I don't remember exact sentence of Prabhupada. Then above them, those are more advanced. They always see the good in others. The bad is there or not is not even their concern. They don't even see it. But they have some idea. Maybe it's there, is not my concern. And Prabhupada said, above that, there's a one level of devotee who sees amongst thousands of bad quality, one good quality in every soul in the material condition life. And they try to fan that good quality. Prabhupada was sitting with all these people. Giriraj Maharaj was there also. And one labor, homeless guy, he saw Prabhupada going in that house, rich man's house. Now, nobody generally get in rich man's house. You have a gate, beautiful garden. But this man, he's a homeless, but he doesn't have proper clothes. He has a little coping type of, that's it. He's a homeless, also a little crazy, whatever. But how do you say crazy? I don't know. After hearing this story, I thought he's may not be crazy. He entered into that house through the gate. The guard was like a little surprised that he just have an audacity to just enter in. And he went inside the garden, he plucked some nice flower, roses. And the guard was like a shock. And he went exactly entered to the meeting hall of Prabhupada. Those days, no ISKCON in Bombay. Just a few rich men, Prabhupada was there. And he went straight to Prabhupada and offered those flowers to him and paid obeisances. Prabhupada stopped the meeting. He was emotional. Because Prabhupada noticed that homeless on the street while he was walking. And Prabhupada said, this is Krishna guiding this soul. How is possible? He's homeless, he's standing on the corner for some food and something. He doesn't have a place. But he recognized devotee of Krishna. Prabhupada was not showing off that I am a pure devotee. But Prabhupada had emotion, tears in his eye. That Krishna guiding because this man is not judging or finding fault in others. So Krishna says, within his heart, here is a devotee, go, give him flower. He heard Krishna within his heart and he came and went straight. He didn't even think whether a rich man's house, there's a guard watching me, was not his concern. He wanted to pay respect to Prabhupada and gave this flower. Generally, I would not expect anybody to do like that in India because I lived also in Calcutta for many years back, 40 years back, but I don't remember like any homeless would do it. But it draws attention of Prabhupada. So my point is, Prabhupada says, Prabhupada stopped at that time. According to Giriraj Maharaj, Prabhupada was glorifying that how if no judgmental, just have a sincere desire to see the good quality in others, you become Manusunnata. You are advancing, very advanced. These are the symptoms. We need to focus. The appreciation we get for our service is not consequential as the absorption we get in our service. From that incident, I see that Prabhupada, the way Prabhupada reacted, so nice. Whenever we do anything, we usually have a various level of motivation. for doing that things. And depending on how deep or substantial a motivation is, we persevere in that activity, isn't it? When we face obstacles. The same principle applies in our practice of bhakti too. We often want a sense of acceptability or respectability in our community. And if that community is pious or spiritual, that kind of services we do, therein determines our status. So we may do services to gain appreciation. Such appreciation is not always a craving of the ego. We should remember that. It can also be basic human need for reciprocation. If I humiliate a person in the temple, that person may be deprived of bhakti forever, at least this life. I should be suffering for that if I am causing that person to leave. Prabhupada said this about one sannyasi who fell down. Prabhupada said, you have created an atmosphere by talking about him so much that you blocked him not to come anymore. And Prabhupada regretted. We want to please Prabhupada, then we should develop these qualities, not to be judgmental. Remain transcendental and not be also sentimental. We have sentiment, but we don't need sentimental. We should have sentiment. So our service, sometime, in our service, in our temple, like this morning, whole morning I was kind of helping everybody to get in a festive mood. And we had a wonderful, even whether I like or not, just by inspiring others, I felt happy. I do. I feel happy by inspiring others. So I see that what philosopher, the Rupa Goswami gives in this definition, it works. Sometimes our service may not produce result noteworthy enough to be appreciated. Or because everyone goes through their own moods and issues, they may not appreciate us, even if we do something worth appreciating. It's a reality. I'm just telling you from practical point. And that's why if appreciation from others remain our sole motive for doing a service, our bhakti practice will soon become erratic, or I would say sporadic. To develop a steadier and deeper motivation, we need to understand that our ultimate purpose in practice bhakti is to connect with Krishna. And that connection comes in the most enriching and fulfilling way through absorption in him. Indeed, if our mind and intelligence are absorbed in Krishna, then we'll attain him at the end of our life. Krishna says this, Tasma sarvesu kalisu mam anusmara juddhacha. Maya arpita mano buddhi mame vasyasya samsaya. Undoubtedly, mame evasyasi, you will come to me. We may go through struggle in life, but if we are focusing on Krishna, then we will achieve. And that is the ultimate. Not only that, we are already living in him now, because when we are absorbed, and what happened, our elevation to his abode is just a matter of time. So if we get absorption in a service, that is itself a great treasure that we need to cherish, because such absorption will keep us with Krishna now and forever. In Chaitanya Charitamrita also, there is one verse very sweet about this Manashunyata. Today's topic is Manashunyata. How to become what? How to get freedom from false pride, or Prabhupada translate as a pridelessness. So this is a beautiful verse in Madhya-lila 7.147. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Prabhu kahe kabhu tumar na have abhiman, nirantar kaho tumi Krishna Krishna na. We have to be very careful. We have to be very, very careful. If someone is chanting and going in his service to his guru, even that person has some problem or something, we have to be so careful to maintain that respect and see that empowerment causes perseverance. This is what Mahaprabhu said. Of course, here is the example of this Vasudev Vipra. That's right, his name was Vasudev. To protect the Brahmanas, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised him to keep on chanting, keep on going incessantly. By doing so, he would never become unnecessarily proud. So it's very interesting. Prabhupada did not say become prideless. He said unnecessary proud. Means there is a necessary proud also. It makes sense. Why Prabhupada say unnecessary? Means there has to be. I am a servant of my guru. This pride has to be there, maintained. My fundamental identity is I'm a servant of the servant of the servant of that Krishna who maintains the gopis. Gopi Bhartupada Kamalayo Das. So that proper proud or pride will actually give us that position called pridelessness. So this is very important. We have 8 minutes. We are going to touch the next also little bit and see how far we can go. The next symptom is Asha Bandha. Very nice. Wonderful. These are very wonderful. Next symptom is Asha Bandha. Question is, what is Asha? Asha means desires. Where the desire comes from? Attraction and desire are not same thing. We have to be very clearly understand this. Madhurya Kadambini Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, quoting Bhagavad Gita also, Dheyato Vishayan Pungsha Sangasteshu Upajayate. Sangat Sanjayate Kama. Yes, desire is coming from the contemplation of the sense object. But attraction is not coming from the contemplation or the desire. Where is coming from? Attraction coming from pre-impression. Something left over from last life or early this life, whatever. I have strong emotional attachment to that. Should we be too concerned about it? No. It will come and pass by in our life. Just like if you write a letter to someone and you take a little break and you come back, you want to start finishing the rest of the letter. What do? You start writing? No. You do something before that. You read what you wrote so far. So our life, you put like this. What happened last life? This life also, when you are born, you going through a, seems like little bit Kormi life, like Prabhupada also went through, his student life, this life, that life. Then all of a sudden Prabhupada is Mahabhagavad. But before, if I would introduce Prabhupada to someone at the Prayag pharmacy, he's a Mahabhagavad. How can you say he's a Mahabhagavad? He's making money by selling the drugs. Of course, nobody could see that unless somebody knows him intimately, like Dr. Kapoor. He knew Prabhupada was advanced. But very rare. Most of the client, they came to buy medicine or drugs, pharmaceutical, and paid money. That's it. No Mahabhagavad symptom is showing. Bhaktivinoda Thakur saying, he's going to school, he's a magistrate. Where is the Mahabhagavad symptom? So, it's very important that we see that when they begin life, many things we do, not necessarily good. Even in my childhood life, not necessarily Krishna conscious at all. just playing with the children. What Krishna conscious about? We didn't chant Hare Krishna and playing. No, we just played soccer game or whatever, in the school and other. But it's okay. We just understand. It's like whatever is left, previous life, this life, it is going like this. Now, at one point, you start, okay, I read what I wrote so far. Now let's start a new paragraph. That's called Krishna consciousness life in this life. Krishna consciousness began in this life. This is called new paragraph of your life history. It's carrying on. So what do we carry from previous life? That's called Praktan Sanskar. What we grow up with is Adhunik Sanskar. These two Sanskar create the attraction, not the desire. Desire comes from contemplation, but attraction comes from these two sources. So even if I am attracted, something is like, why did I get attracted to? Don't ask. It is there, let it go. Don't contemplate, wasting time. Focus on what is ultimate goal, Krishna consciousness, and keep on going. This is called genuine sadhu symptom. This is to be understood. Asha bandha means to engage the mind in bhajan, bound by the unswavering faith that Krishna will certainly bestow his mercy upon me. The strong conviction that one will certainly receive the favor of Supreme Personality of Godhead is called Asha bandha. I like the way Prabhupada said it. Every day we should say, I'm going to be successful by following the footstep of my spiritual master, and Krishna will give me protection. Krishna will maintain and Krishna will purify me. This Harinam Prabhu. With that note, I will stop here because it's a big subject, and this Asha bandha, great hope. Prabhupada talks so much about it, and we'll discuss next EKΑΔAŞީ on that. If there is any reflection or correction or further discussion, we have 2 minutes.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Govinda Chandra.
Regarding, giving respect to others that you mentioned, right? And especially when you don't have that within you. So the one way is to, you start doing it and you develop the habit of doing it, right? So obviously when you're doing that, you don't mean it. So, but you're trying just to get there. So how does that reflect upon a person? One way I see it as, you're trying to build a habit here by doing that. But how does that really, churn within you and make that changes within you as you try?
Because if we keep on doing that, Prabhu, we'll come to a sadhu who has a genuine respect to others. And when he noticed, he or she, could be a Mataji also, advanced, when they notice that I am trying, they may not see that I have a genuine that attitude or not, but I'm trying, they will actually be satisfied with my approach of glorifying or respecting them. Because of their genuine wish, my consciousness will change, transform. And the taste of glorifying others will begin. But if I do not practice, there is no chance. And danger also there, I'll be associating with who are also same nature, finding fault in others. No interest to glorify. Then we become the cousin or whatever you call, brother or friend. It's very dangerous, extremely dangerous.
Right. I see we have, thank you for that, Prabhu. We have one participant here, Silio Prabhu. You would like to ask us a question. You may kindly unmute, Prabhu, and ask.
Chaitanya Prabhu, Hare Krishna. I cannot hear you.
Yeah, he's on. Okay, now he's on mute.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Maybe some problem. I cannot hear.
Yeah. Maybe.
But maybe he can write on the chat and I'll check after, because I have another class now.
Oh, yes.
You have to all forgive me for that. But from next EKΑDAŞī will take more time.
Sure. No.
Thank
Great to see you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Gaurachan Madhusare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Bolo Re Bhai Prema Pore Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
I've done a lot of japa this time.
stop now and ask the other devotees to Kirtan. But there's something that came to my mind today that I thought that I would share with you. Tomorrow is the disappearance day of Srila Goswami. And when I came to live in Vrindavan in 1977, I was here for about maybe a month or so, and then this day came in the calendar. And at that time, Srila Prabhupada was planning to go back to the West and to live with the devotees. He felt that if he were to go and live with his devotees in one of the farming communities and drink the milk from the cows that the devotees protected, then he would recover his health. And he wanted to preach. So it's Srila Goswami's disappearance day, 1977. And Srila Prabhupada left on that evening to go on his last trip to the West. It was announced that that evening there would be a Kirtan party going to Radha Damodar Temple, and there would be a program at Radha Damodar Temple. So we all did Kirtan all the way from Krishna Balaram Mandir down to Radha Damodar. And there was one really wonderful devotee, super beautiful, ecstatic devotee, one of the first devotees from the west coast of America. And he had come. And this devotee had done so much wonderful pioneering work and so much wonderful preaching work for Srila Prabhupada. But he was young and he had become a sannyasi, and at a certain point he decided that it would be better for him to be in Grihastha ashram. So he went from his sannyas ashram and he became a Grihastha. And he hadn't met Srila Prabhupada since the time he went to his Grihastha ashram. So he came to Vrindavan to see Prabhupada, and he went in and had a talk with Srila Prabhupada. So he was like, he came out and he was a bit shy going into Srila Prabhupada, but Prabhupada just poured his compassion and his love on this devotee who had done so much seva. And the devotee came out and he was effulgent. He was a very effulgent type person. And he was leading the Kirtan on to Radha Damodar. And at a certain point he stopped leading the Kirtan, and another devotee started leading the Kirtan, and I went to him and I said, Prabhu, what did Srila Prabhupada tell you when you spoke to him today? And he said, Srila Prabhupada told me that it doesn't matter if you wear orange cloth or if you wear white cloth, that you should just always remain in the association of the Vaishnavas. He said you should stay in whatever ashram makes you the strongest, so that your senses and your mind can remain under control. He said, but just stay in the association of the loving Vaishnavas. And Prabhupada told him, he said, I am so much in debt to you for the service that you have done, and I am so happy that you have come back. So that really showed the nature of Srila Prabhupada. As Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Hare
ki jai, Shri Vrindavan ki jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan Jagya ki jai, Ananta Goti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Jadani Tagore Primanandi Jai Sila
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vishnupadaya, Krishna Prasthaya, Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti-Vedanta Swami, Nityanamine. Namaste Saraswati Goswami Jai Shri Krishna Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Jai Shri Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Vrindavana Dham, Jai Vrindavana Dham.
Jaya Vrindavan, Vrindavan.
Jaya Girivara, 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 Girivara. Srila Prabhupada ki Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindhubhyevacha Paridanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.